For decades, the Western world believed China could only copy cheap factories, low-cost labor, and imitation technology. That was the global perception. But while the world watched China build cheap toys and electronics, something very different was happening behind closed military labs. A transformation so dramatic that today, defense analysts are forced to rethink how modern warfare actually works. China didn't just catch up. In several technologies, they quietly jumped ahead. Far ahead. In this video, we reveal 8 Chinese military inventions that are reshaping the global balance of power. And when you reach number 1, you'll understand why military strategists are genuinely concerned about the future. Number 8. The Divine Eagle UAV. For years, Western militaries believed stealth aircraft would dominate the battlefield. Invisible to radar and impossible to track, China took a different path. Instead of trying to make their jets disappear, they built a machine designed to find the invisible. The Divine Eagle is one of the largest and most intimidating surveillance drones ever constructed. Its twin fuselage design gives it a strange, almost alien appearance, but the true power lies in what it sees. Operating at more than 25 kilometers in altitude, near the edge of space, it flies where the air is so thin most aircraft cannot even function. From that vantage point, it can scan vast areas for targets that were previously considered untouchable. Its advanced radar systems operate on special frequencies that are extremely difficult for stealth coatings to block, allowing it to detect aircraft like the F-22, B-2, and other 5th-gen fighters that were designed to disappear from enemy sensors. Number 7. The DF-21D. Aircraft carriers have dominated the oceans for nearly a century. They floating cities, carrying fighter jets, missiles, and thousands of personnel, and until recently, they were considered nearly untouchable, but China developed a weapon that changed that equation forever. The DF-21D is the world's first operational anti-ship ballistic missile, specifically engineered to hunt and destroy aircraft carriers without ever needing to get close. Launched from deep inside mainland China, the missile rises into the upper atmosphere like a space rocket before diving back toward the ocean at hypersonic speeds, reaching more than 10 times the speed of sound. While in flight, Chinese reconnaissance satellites relay updated targeting data, allowing the missile to adjust its trajectory and strike a moving carrier with extreme precision. With a range of over 1,500 kilometers, American carrier groups can no longer approach Chinese waters without serious risk. Naval analysts around the world now acknowledge a historic shift. The age of guaranteed carrier dominance may be coming to an end, replaced by an era where ships must fight from beyond the horizon or risk being destroyed before they can even fire back. Number 6. The Z-20 high-altitude utility helicopter. At first glance, the Z-20 looks remarkably similar to the American Black Hawk. And for years, that's exactly how the world dismissed it, a simple copy. But the real story is far more interesting. China didn't just reproduce the design. They engineered it to operate in one of the harshest aviation environments on the planet. The Himalayas. At extremely high altitudes, the air becomes thin, oxygen levels drop, and conventional helicopters rapidly lose lift and power. Western models often struggle, stall, or simply cannot fly safely in these conditions. The Z-20 was built specifically to overcome that limitation. Its advanced WZ-10 engines produce the power needed to fly at over 6,000 meters above sea level, allowing China to transport soldiers, evacuate casualties, and conduct assault operations in terrain where other aircraft simply cannot operate. For China, this capability is not theoretical, it has direct strategic value. The country shares some of the world's most contested mountain borders, and being able to deploy troops quickly at extreme altitudes gives a major operational advantage. With electronic warfare systems, modern avionics, and all-weather capability, the Z-20 is more than a helicopter. It is a tool for high-altitude dominance, and one that reshapes the military balance in mountainous regions. Number 5. The Jarry autonomous combat vessel. The future of naval warfare may not involve sailors at all. The Jarry USVA is a fully autonomous, AI-driven combat vessel designed to patrol, detect, and engage targets without a single human on board. Just 15 meters in length, it may not look intimidating until you understand what it can do. Jarry carries sensors, sonar, radar, anti-ship missiles, and even torpedoes, making it capable of hunting both surface and underwater threats. It reaches speeds of over 45 knots, allowing it to chase or intercept enemy vessels at high speed, and it can operate for days without rest or resupply. But the true breakthrough is not speed or weapons, it's autonomy. This isn't a remote-controlled boat. The vessel processes its battlefield environment in real time, identifying threats, choosing firing positions, and executing naval tactics at speeds no human crew could match. Dozens of these unmanned ships can operate together in coordinated swarms, Overwhelming enemy defenses from multiple angles while costing a fraction of a traditional warship, China can deploy fleets without risking human lives, operate in contaminated or radioactive zones, and maintain continuous surveillance in strategic waters. Jarry is more than a prototype. It's a preview of what naval warfare will look like in the 21st century. Fast, autonomous, networked, and ruthless. Number 4. The SC-19 anti-satellite weapon. Modern warfare doesn't start on land, air, or sea anymore. It starts in space. Satellites provide navigation, communication, missile guidance, weather tracking, surveillance, and global military awareness. Without them, modern armies go blind. In 2007, China shocked the international intelligence community when it used the SC-19 to destroy one of its own satellites in orbit at an altitude of 865 kilometers. The message was unmistakable. In a real conflict, China could disable an opponent's eyes and ears in space before the battle even begins. The SC-19 doesn't target soldiers or ships. It targets GPS networks, communication satellites, early warning systems, and reconnaissance platforms. What makes it even more alarming is its potential reach. Analysts believe that upgraded variants may threaten satellites in geostationary orbit, nearly 36,000 kilometers above Earth, where strategic military and communication satellites operate. If those systems are destroyed, long-range missile forces lose targeting data, drones lose navigation, armies lose synchronization, and global command networks collapse. Defense experts now refer to the SC-19 as a weapon that could start wars in space, because a single strike could set back a modern military by decades, forcing them to fight blind in a world built on information dominance. Number 3. The LD-3000 close-in weapon system. On a modern warship, the most terrifying moment is the final 10 seconds before an incoming missile hits. There is no room for mistakes, no time for second chances, and no opportunity to retreat. The LD-3000 was built specifically for that moment. It acts as the ship's last line of defense, a machine designed to create a literal wall of steel in the air. Equipped with 730mm rotary cannons, the system fires up to 10,000 rounds per minute. That's more than 160 projectiles every single second, forming a dense storm of metal that shreds incoming missiles before they can impact. The radar system detects threats, calculates trajectories, and opens fire automatically, without requiring a human operator to make split-second decisions. But the LD-3000's innovation doesn't stop with bullets. It integrates high-energy lasers to neutralize slower targets like drones, saving ammunition for more lethal threats. For naval planners, the effect is clear. Any warship equipped with the LD-3000 becomes far harder to kill, forcing enemy missiles to fight their way through a defensive shield operating at machine speed, not human speed. Number 2. The Y-20 Kunpang strategic transport aircraft. For decades, only 2 nations had the ability to deploy military forces across the world in a matter of hours. The United States and Russia. China was not part of that club until the arrival of the Y-20 Kunpang. This massive transport aircraft can carry up to 66 tons of equipment, armored vehicles, missile systems, supplies, or hundreds of fully equipped soldiers. However, the real strategic advantage isn't just payload, it's reach. With a range of over 7,800 kilometers, China can now project power far beyond its borders without relying on foreign aircraft or slow-moving naval logistics. The Y-20 gives China something it never had before: the ability to conduct long-distance deployments, disaster relief, overseas reinforcement, and even rapid military intervention in distant regions. More than 100 aircraft are already in service, forming one of the world's largest modern strategic airlift fleets, something military planners once believed China would need decades to build. With the Kunpang, China is no longer limited to regional influence. It has become a global military actor capable of moving troops and equipment to almost any friendly airport on the planet. For modern warfare, mobility is power, and the Y-20 has dramatically shifted that balance. Number 1. The Type 625E Amphibious Air Defense System. Imagine a battlefield vehicle that can keep pace with advancing troops, cross rivers, operate from water, and at the same time protect everything around it from drones, helicopters, and incoming missiles. It sounds like a science fiction hybrid, but China has already built it. The Type 625E is one of the most versatile mobile air defense platforms ever developed. Mounted on an armored amphibious chassis, it combines rapid-fire 25mm cannons with surface-to-air missiles, creating a layered defense system capable of engaging threats from short to medium range. Its 3D radar suite can track more than 40 airborne targets simultaneously, from small quadcopters to fast-moving cruise missiles, and its onboard fire control computers make the decisions in real time. Cannons for close engagements, missiles for distant threats. No radio calls, no delays, no hesitation. What truly separates the 625E from traditional systems is networking. Multiple vehicles can link together and form a protective air defense bubble over an entire formation, allowing ground forces to advance under continuous cover. In modern warfare, mobility and protection are everything, and the Type 625E gives both. It allows troops to fight, maneuver, and penetrate hostile terrain while remaining shielded from aerial attacks. From drones to guided weapons, the sky has become the deadliest part of the battlefield. The Type 625E turns that sky into a survivable space, and that is why it ranks as the most impactful Chinese military innovation on this list. From stealth hunting drones to autonomous naval vessels and amphibious air defenses, these systems reveal a profound shift in global military power. For decades, China was seen as a low-cost manufacturer. Today, it is shaping the future of warfare, and while these technologies don't guarantee dominance, they send a clear message to the world. The battlefield of tomorrow will not look like the battlefield of today. Now the question is no longer whether China can innovate, but which nations can keep up. Let us know in the comments which system surprised you the most, and why. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like the video and subscribe for more deep dives into military technology, strategy, and geopolitics. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.